So, gentlemen, I am finally getting the motivation to engage in a project. It's gonna be a turning project. Lovely. Okay, so we have to turn this former grade 12.9 fastener into essentially a positioning bushing that is gonna a sleeve that's gonna hug this X engine fastener, and yeah, make sure that the ball for the ratcheting mechanism cannot slide to the side and allow the, how do you call it, a drum essentially to freewheel, as it happened last time when the original bolt lost its head over here, or on this side. I don't even remember where the bolt head was located, but it relied on a 4mm M4 4.4 grade high tensile bolt, and 4.4 is not high tensile. 4.4 is cheese grade essentially. It's a deception in the form of a fastener. The turning finish on this bolt ended up a terrible mess, as is the room, but I don't really care. It just has to retain axially this pole, not allow it to oscillate up and down, forcing it to pivot around the very shaft, and this is gonna act as a spatial location that is gonna prevent it from lateral movement left to right. So, rambling aside, I have to fix this lift, and I'll see you in the machine shop upstairs. I'll lube the table and cross carriage. The column is well lubed, everything is well lubed really, but I just want to push some fresh oil through the oiling points, just as a matter of appeasing the machine spirit, to put it that way. It's number 15. Oh, will the suffering never end? Yeah. That should be good enough for just putting a hole through a piece. I'm sorry, can you even see what I'm doing? I suppose. Let's set to slow. Well, my hands are oily, might as well. This is another part of a project machine. As you can see, the arms have been blued. This one turned out poorly. This one had a chipping of the oxide. This one turned out lovely. It has a beautiful finish all the way around. But yeah, we'll get to that at some point. I'll go wash my hands because my hands are covered in whey oil, and whey oil isn't the ideal nourishing agent for hands. While I'm at it. Might as well change change the speed and let her warm up a bit better. Gentlemen. Oh, she's warmed up. I could clock this in, and I probably should clock this in. Yeah. You know what? I'll go by eye. This really isn't a significant component. Lock the travels. And there we go. I think I will center drill with a 12mm drill. High one is 680 RPM. That is quite sufficient. Okay, I think we're pretty much fine as we are. Yeah, decent enough. Okay, where's my wrench? Where's my other wrench? I want the two to be closer. I can for fuck's sakes, this collet is nicely stuck. There we go. The nut loosened it. There we go. I could really put on the other glove. Fuck. So much about clean equipment, huh? Let me just find an 8mm drill. This should be it. Oh yeah. Number, yeah, 8mm. Toilet paper is a blessing in the shop. I'm just wiping out the tapered surface of the collet nut until I am unable to perceive any more junk or anything that at least appears to be suspended in the oil. Yes, I have my collet equipment oily because while the collet needs to be dry, the nut needs to be lubed up and allow the collet to this'll do. I'm shifting to higher gear. Number 12 was, I'm sorry, I'm calling drills as if I were American, but when I say number 12, I mean 12mm. That's what number to me means. It's the number before the MM designation. I'm climbing the mill head up the ram purely to force the oil down. Okay. We're behaving nicely. This silicone oil is just a remarkable product. It's a Lidl special. And it may not be the ideal cutting oil and everything, but it prevents chip welding, even in aluminum, in everything almost, to whatever cutter you're using, at least in my experience. It cools the thing because it is under gas pressure, so it has the immediate, how do you call it? Decrease in temperature via the pressure drop that happens when it exits the bottle. And I think that I still haven't drilled through. Yeah, I definitely haven't drilled through, but I'm deliberating. I would like to drop the speed, but I'm at 1100 RPM, and second, the speed before that is 680 RPM. I would prefer 800 or 780 for 8 millimeters. Nothing to it but to do it, huh? Okay, the drill is cool. That's almost all the way through. We have maybe but a few more millimeters to go. So I'll just use some of the whey oil to lube the cut. I'll blast in some brake cleaner as well, just to dilute the whey oil. Oh, for fuck's sakes. No chips stuck to the quill. I'm always checking the quill if I retract it fully. And this should really do it. I should change over to a smaller collet. I don't think I own any 8mm end mills. My end mill collection is a bloody shame. However, I have some 4mm carbide end mills, and I have some larger carbide end mills, but this little machine, as you have seen, can get bogged down with a 8mm drill in, okay, this is decent steel, but come on. We're not talking a Bridgeport or the Shelving that you can maybe, give me a second. Can you even see? Yeah, you can at least sense that there is a beast of a mill right behind me, or to my left. Now, that's how you quickly get the knot on. You start it first 2 threads, just to ensure that you're going square, and you use the spindle. I'm sure that is frowned upon and everything, but trust me, if there was any possible mechanical harm that could arise from it, I would be the first one to frown upon it. And since no mechanical harm can come from it if you do it wisely, just as with the collet closers on lathes, like Stefan showed, if you're an imbecile, you can do harm. If you're not, well, great for you. Alright, this should do. The quill is fully retracted, the head is clamped. I do not want to over clamp the head as it clamps against the quill, and 2000 RPM is the set speed at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me me see if I'm in frame, and if you can even read the title. This is the recommended spindle oil. If you have an EMCO FB2 and you're wondering what the recommended spindle oil is, I called EMCO. I talked to one of their technicians. He recommended this. He said that they've been using it to service their machines for the last like 25 years or something like that, or at least an oil that was equivalent to this before this came out and became the standard. It is an oil with a ridiculously low viscosity. It is quite akin to hydraulic oil because that is precisely what it is. I hope the camera doesn't die before I'm through with this, but we'll see. So, gentlemen, as it happens, the camera managed to die during the filming process. I was pretty much done in no more than 2 minutes after the camera died. The point is, the part is finished. As you can see, it has the classic end mill finish. The end mill is, I believe, getting a bit dull. The edges especially, so it leaves a bit of a nasty finish. But it is flat, and if need be, I will just lick it on the sandpaper, although this is just a spacing bushing, so it's not like it demands any proper finish. It just needs to bump up against two things on each side. Okay, now we'll need to clean this off a bit, and things actually turned out quite, quite concentric for a setup that was indicated by eye. That being said, I'll see you down there. So, gents, I'm most sorry. I fitted it without recording. As you can see, everything is in place. Now this will cause the handle to jump over and try to smack me, but yeah, there we have it. Finally repaired, finally ready to be used, and with a proper support. As you can see, it spaces things nicely. I have fitted a washer from this side. As you can see, there is just the slightest glimmer of light through it. The material is contacting here. I haven't greased anything, I just smacked it with the side of my hand, and it popped in. And then I was unwilling to take it apart again. It pretty much sees no real movement nor wear actually, so I will apply some grease to it at some point. I will likely unscrew it and blast it with a can of white lithium grease that you can see over there. But yeah, the lift is finally repaired. This pretty much does it for this video. I know that it's a shit video. I will most likely be posting it, as I have deleted way too much content, and I'm annoyed over that fact. I'm aware that I'm not a professional video maker and that my products most definitely reveal that fact, or well, products, my videos. Let's not even kid ourselves about that. Those are failures rather than products, but I cannot allow myself to indulge in ridiculous perfectionism when I'm barely able to manage a camera setup for every video that I even try to record. I'll get back to you when I have put this room in some semblance of order, and then we'll get to some proper projects, at least over here. As said, for the moment my machine shop is more of a machine storage room, so what little machining I do I'm unwilling to film, and what little filming I do I most often scrap, so I hope you managed not to gouge your eyes out and slice your ears off by going through this video, if you even managed to come this far. And with that said, I sincerely hope that you are willing to overlook the horror that is my filming, and that you might actually be inspired to check out some of the things that I will be posting in the future, as I have some interesting ideas. At least I find them interesting, but at the moment I'm severely fucked up. Not physically, but in regards to the shop and the permanent factor mentally. Let's not kid ourselves about that. But yeah, I wish you all the best, and until the next time, bye bye.